Welcome to the Love and Sex Today show with Dr. Doug Weiss. Doug has been healing hearts and relationships for decades. He's helped thousands of people release the shame and the guilt, restoring hope, helping people get free from addictions to enjoy a better sex and love life. Here he is, your host, Dr. Doug Weiss.
Welcome to Love and Sex Today. I am Dr. Doug Weiss, and I will be your host for our 24th conversation. This topic is going to be exceptional. We're going to talk about kindness today. I'm talking about kindness to your spouse or to your primary partner. I'm talking about the kindness that can make the difference between a ho-hum marriage and I am so in love with you marriage. You're going to want to take notes on this one today. Now, don't forget to go to loveandsextoday.com. Subscribe there, review us on iTunes. Those reviews are very helpful for others, and they're very helpful for us as well. One of you will be selected who does a review for a private conversation with myself, and we will have an incredible time. So that's a fun thing. Get to knowing you is a blast for me. Also, if you go to the webpage, loveandsextoday.com, you will get a free chapter of one of my books, which can also help you have an awesome life, awesome love, awesome sex today. Well, let's get to this topic today called kindness. This is coming from my book, The Love Agreements, 7 Love Agreements. It's a powerful book on how to improve your marriage all by yourself. You know, a lot of times I do marriage conferences, and so do a lot of other people, and write marriage books, and they talk about the couple working together, doing exercises together. Well, in the 7 Love Agreements, we talk about how you can change your marriage without your spouse's knowledge, permission, or even awareness. And what you do is you set goals in different areas of your marriage. And like today, we're going to talk about kindness. Now, kindness is something, it really is best if it's done regularly. I think aiming for at least one random act of kindness towards your spouse every day is probably a good idea. And it keeps it kind of going. I mean, kindness is the oil inside the engine of the marriage. It lets the parts kind of flow a lot easier with less friction. I mean, how do you feel? Go back in your mind, go back in your heart, and think of 2 or 3 times when your spouse was especially kind to you. Now, in my life, I don't have to go back even 24 hours. I mean, I have an exceptional wife, Lisa, and she's kind on a regular basis. I mean, she's kind affectionately. She's kind in various ways towards me. And it makes me feel close to her, makes me feel endeared to her. It makes me feel wanted, loved, important, valued, significant. Now, if you don't know how to do feelings that quickly, you might want to listen to one of our podcasts on feelings or get our book, Emotional Fitness. But I was just thinking, some guys are thinking, how's this guy talking about his feelings? Does he have them written down? No, I'm just able to do feelings because we do feelings every day, which is another way that we're kind to each other. But you really get to feel this kind of grateful overall feeling towards your spouse when they are being kind to you. Now imagine you can give this emotional state to your spouse every day. You can give them that feeling of, oh, they really love me. Oh, they were really thinking about me. Oh, I'm really important. Now, all of us need to feel those feelings. I mean, you know, the world is a rough place. Sometimes the work environment is challenging. Just doing life, you know, you can feel insignificant or powerless or empty just because you're going through the motions. And when your spouse kind of reaches out and says, "No, you're a human being. I love you." And let this act, whatever this act of kindness is, be a symbol of my love to you today. And hold on to that as you travel the weary road. You know, it's just a very important, powerful thing that you can do. So I want to get deeper into this conversation with you. I want you to be able to actually do this. Okay? I mean, just like last night, you know, I came home. I've been in this kind of fitness weight loss thing. I've lost over 25 pounds in the last several weeks. And one of the tricks to that is really eating super, super clean. You know, a lot of raw vegetables and really healthy foods and not a lot of salt and stuff like that. And so Lisa took it upon herself because I went to the gym before I came home, and she decided to make a really healthy meal for me. Well, that was a really act of kindness, and it made me want to be kind to her. And so, as Lisa does, she gets up and she starts putting dishes away and, putting things. I said, no, 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 no. Go sit down. I mean, the kitchen was a mess. I mean, she just made this meal. I said, no, go sit down. I got this. And I put the dishes away and the garbage out and folded laundry. A good 30, 45 minutes of just effort, which isn't much for a man as strong as I am. And guys, that's why you're stronger than your wives, is to be able to do more work around the house. Just so you know that. And it's not to be a bully, it's to be a servant in your home. That's another podcast, but we'll get to that eventually. However, she just sat on the sofa and she was, kind of playing on her phone, but she felt relaxed and she also felt appreciated. Okay. And that led to us being able to feel really close later on. So being kind is kind of your superpower inside your marriage. And if you have that, it's a wonderful thing. Now, let me walk through different types of kindness that you might want to share with your spouse or your partner. The first type of kindness is spoken. Now, these are words of kindness, words that you can just say that are genuine and thoughtful and kind. And also, when the words of kindness, you want to really look at your tone. I mean, sometimes you can say something that, if you are reading it, looks kind, but can be said in a sarcastic or kind of a backhanded way. And I'm talking about kindness that's really just sincere. I love this about you. I mean, I was thinking about, you today, and I thought this, and just sharing that little thought would be powerful. But if it's really sometimes the way you respond, in a conversation, and just responding kindly, kind of get into a calm place when your spouse is talking to you and say, that's really awesome. That was really great that you could share that with me. And I just really appreciate that you're my best friend. Well, that could just be a little simple word of kindness, but with the right tone could mean a whole lot to the other person. Now, touch is an act of kindness. Now, guys, I'm not talking about groping, because some women interpret groping in all kinds of different ways. And we probably should do a whole show. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a note. I need to do a show on groping, because there's a lot that we could talk about there as far as men don't understand how women interpret that. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just, rubbing their feet, touching their back, giving them a hug, rubbing their scalp or their shoulders or their neck. Just that touch. Sometimes it's just that very light touch on the hand or the forearm that says, I love you. I'm here for you. You're important to me. We'll get through this. Don't worry. And it's that kind of gentleness that really feels kind. Now, men love to be touched. And by the way, you can grope them almost every day. For them, they have no issues with groping. So you can fondle them, grope them, give them a really tight hug, kind of a I really love you, want you, you're my man hug, or even a kiss like that. I'm telling you, that is an act of kindness that makes the whole 8 to 10 hour day that he just did to contribute to the family and do his part in different ways. Like, wow, she's definitely thinking about me. Okay, so with the guys, you'd be a little gentle with your wife and non-sexual probably. And for women, it's totally okay. Be sexual, have fun, connect, do that kind of stuff. Now, another kind of kindness is teamfulness. You're living in a house with various creatures and people, and just seeing what needs to be done and getting to it. It's a real act of kindness to just put the dishes away or put them in the dishwasher or get them out the next morning before your wife gets up or your husband gets up. It's an act of kindness to be able to just be teamful, see things that just need to be done, get them done. Hey, I got off early. Let me pick up the kids for you today. Or this happened, this change in my schedule. I can definitely pick up something for you. Is there any errands I can run for you? I'm on this side of town. Just a teamfulness that says, hey, we're in this together. I know that this is kind of our routine. I can intervene. That kind of teamfulness is really important. Now, intentional kindness is how to be kind to your wife and your husband. I mean, if you're in the doghouse, you did something kind of really, let's say, not so bright, and they're really mad at you, you know what they like. You know what means something to them, whether that's bringing them coffee in the morning or buying that chocolate or that foot rub. You know what they really appreciate. So love them and be kind to them in the way that they appreciate. That's just an act of kindness. It's like, wow, if I know Lisa likes a foot rub and she just happens to be on the sofa, I can just attack that with kindness. And 5 minutes into it, she's like thinking she married the best man ever. That didn't cost me anything. And it brings those warm, cuddly feelings into your marriage. That's what kindness does. So if you're lacking those warm, fuzzy feelings in your marriage, just think, how much kindness am I, participating in to create that feeling? Because those feelings are results, oftentimes, of acts of kindness. The last type of kindness I want to talk about is spontaneous. Look for those opportunities to be kind, whether it's a word or a touch, whether it's a gift or a praise, no matter what kind of opportunity, but every day, every single day, there is a window to be kind. And in the 7 Love Agreements in that book, I actually teach men and women, hey, make a goal to be kind this week, this month. Specific goals, behavioral goals. Write those down. And if you need to, be accountable to somebody other than your spouse to be kind. And what you'll find is you will actually grow in kindness. When you get intentional about being kind in your marriage, being kind in your relationship, you actually get better at it. It's amazing to me how simple this is, but how oftentimes people overlook. They want to improve financially, they make goals. If they want to improve as a parent, they make goals. If they want to improve in other areas, I've lost this weight. I've gotten in amazing shape right now, right? I had to set some goals. I keep track of those every single day. I keep track of my weight, my exercise, my aerobics. Did I do my core? I got 5 or 6 things I keep track of because I have a goal. Well, in the love agreements, I want you to make a goal. And today, make the goal to be kind and see what happens. Now, I want you to go to loveandsextoday.com, subscribe there, write a review on iTunes, and one of you that writes a review will be chosen by my staff, and you'll get what they call that priceless conversation with Dr. Doug Weiss. We will have fun and maybe accelerate some area in your life. Also, go to the website. There's a free chapter there. There's also a button. If you have a question for me, you can just leave it there, and we can play it on the air, and then I can respond. And we love doing that. Looking forward to taking the show to where you get to participate more and more and more. I want this to be more and more about you. And I hope that today's been exciting for you. And go ahead and be kind. And remember, always have great love and have great sex.
That's it for our episode of Love and Sex Today with Dr. Doug Weiss. Head on over to loveandsextoday.com and be sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. When you do, and you post a review on iTunes, some lucky listener is going to win every single month a private confidential coaching call with Dr. Doug Weiss. Also, feel free to ask any question you like. You can push a button, speak your question, and Dr. Doug will answer your question in a future episode. So be sure to subscribe to the show. Doug's got some great gifts for you, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.